Hello again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Oxygen Not Included. I am... what is going on with the temperature here? 10 degrees. The amount of refined carbon that I've gotten just from trying to keep these arbor trees at a reasonable temperature is a bit nuts. How much carbon have we got here? 40 tons of refined carbon that we've made just trying to keep these trees and heating up this area here to make everyone happy and feed our various branches. It's just nuts. Anyway, speaking of feeding, we're having some difficulty feeding our duplicants. There is almost 6,000 kcal of meat there, so we are going to be able to create some barbecue soon. The oxygen, though, is really a problem. There's oxygen outside the base, but there's nothing inside of the base. And we need to finish setting up this self-powered oxygen maker, which is basically finished. We just need to build a couple of... build one gas pipe here and change the setting on this gas valve. And then it should all be working. That said, 10 cycles ago, I thought it should all be working. So we will find out. Let's see, did this get changed? Maybe. Okay, let's reconnect this and check whether that's working. Stop that. Perfect. There's now hydrogen in every pipe, so we can do that. We can do that. Good. So our mechanical filters are both up and running. Our automation is up and running so that it will only tell these pumps that they can run if there's at least 450 grams of hydrogen in here. These are now gold amalgam, and here we should be able to now just turn this all back on. You can deconstruct as a priority because we need the hydrogen going up to the generators. Good. If you could give me some... Ooh, bit of plastic. Slickster lava would be like 2,000 kcal of barbecue or something. It's nowhere near enough. It's half of what a hatch gives us. Whereas a bit of plastic, I think, is likely to actually be useful. Now, down here. That high pressure vent's gone. I should have got rid of it before I allowed that hydrogen to bypass, but, yeah, well. Now, we should be able to turn the electrolyzers back on and build up the gases in the appropriate spaces there. Good. Which is using up... What does that say? Oh, there's salt water on the ground. Okay. Using up what's in this liquid reservoir because we don't currently have power. But we can get power by getting hydrogen being pumped. What's going on there? Why is that one not running? Pipe blocked. There we go. Good, so we've got hydrogen now being pumped out to the power generators. And I might change this to 850 just because I want there, even if by some miracle both of these decide to pump out, like, they're full. What can they pump? They can pump 500 grams. So if, yeah, like even if they both decided to pump 500 each, the fact that there's some gas spread across 3 tiles here means that they won't be able to clear out the gas in that space. Perfect. Now, we've got lots of hydrogen being produced there, going up there. That hydrogen is not going into any sort of a battery. It doesn't need to. This hydrogen is always going to be used to run this system. They can be connected and that can be connected there, at which point now the oxygen is also being routed out of our system. Good. And now this oxygen up here, I think, let's also take it a bit further, and up here, if by chance the pressure in the base here is too high for the oxygen to be delivered to the base, we will dump it up here. As it is at the moment, the oxygen pressure here is quite low. But there we go, it's fixing itself up reasonably quickly, thanks to our self-powered oxygen maker down here. Now, let's clear up a little bit of fluid here, and then we're going to seal this back in, because it should all be just working. Oh, no, we need to rebuild the electrolyzers. Electrolyzer was deleted here because it was getting in the way of the ladder, so we need to rebuild it. Priority 9, get rid of those ladders. Starvation is still an issue. The easy solution is I tell them that they can all just eat muckroot for the time being. That'll solve it'll solve for now, but then at the end of this cycle I'll try to remember to turn off the muckroot there, because we don't want them using up all of the muckroot. We do actually want a bit of an emergency supply existing. Good, so we want one more gold amalgam electrolyzer right there as a priority, which will be connected to the water, connected to the power, and will then be outputting. And then the hydrogen won't be spending all of its time off. Come on, telomerase, let's finish this job. I really want to be done with the SPOM. Okay, and then so we're going to have a guaranteed 2 kilos of oxygen coming out per second, but given that these won't be running constantly, I feel like they're running roughly half the time. So, which suggests we'll have about 3 kilos of oxygen coming out of this system. But, given that we're producing 3.5, we're going to have a build-up of oxygen in this space. That's fine though. This has a built-in oxygen. What's it called? Infinite storage. The important thing is we don't want the hydrogen backing up, because if the hydrogen backs up, then it bypasses and winds up in our oxygen supply. I was saying earlier that we had 3, we could run 4.5 hydrogen generators with how much hydrogen we're producing, and it does look like that's probably accurate. It looks like these 4 are running constantly, and then this one is turning on every now and then. So I think we can get rid of this bit and this extra and clean all of that up. Perfect. Now, if we clean up the floor in here, good. I think we're done in here. We can reclose the system and and we're done. We finally have a SPOM up and running that is guaranteed to produce plenty of oxygen, and our gas pressures in the base are improving. Perfect. We have a bit of meat coming online here, and we had lots of idle tubes. So, happy with this system. It maintains itself. I'm just double checking that all of the pipes and all of the, well, effectively all of the systems are working properly. Here, this should be going 275, 276, 277. Good. So this reservoir is increasing because we're producing 650 grams per second more than we're consuming down here, which will allow us to generate a spare oxygen there. We can get rid of... Ooh, yuck. That should be connected there. Good. And then we can get rid of all of these. Perfect. And if we get rid of the manual generators there that we were using to power the system, perfect. So we have solved for oxygen now. It is producing a fair bit of heat that currently we're not doing anything with. It's delivering oxygen at 35 degrees. The oxygen coming out of here is like 57, but it's transferring some heat along the way and all of that sort of thing. Even if this was 65 degree heat or higher, what have we got coming in? 54? 93, 96. Even if it was 100 degrees, the volume of gas is low, so we would be able to deal with the temperature issue. But as it is, the base is too cold. We actually want the heat in here. So we're actually happy for the heat of that oxygen to be brought into the base. And we can later deal with actually properly thermally insulating the whole base. That said, what is our next major project going to be? Well, food has been an ongoing issue. I wonder what we can do about solving that. One thing we potentially could do is push all the way up to space and get access to shove voles. Shove voles can be starvation ranched to produce absolutely incredible amounts of meat. That is probably the ideal solution, so we stop having to worry about the stone hatches. Pushing up to space is arguably actually pretty easy. Effectively, we just want to figure out where we want to break through this abyssalite, and then it's just going to be a matter of going upwards. We've already made it down to the oil biome down here, so let's see what we can do about making our way up to space. Space will also allow us to use the solar panels, and we will need some glass first. And then the solar panels will allow us to generate more power as well. The other thing we've got is we've got these fossils which are dotted around, and they're all basically within reach now. This one over here, where did it go? Down here? In fact, let's build a ladder down here, dig across. The crude oil is all quite hot, so that's going to be a problem. We might actually want to try decreasing, try putting some exosuits in here before we go exploring further in this space. I think we'll probably try to get the fossils next episode. For now, let's just go straight up. Gold amalgam there, some slime, some algae. One thing I do think I want to do is, if any slime gets picked up, I think I want to immediately dump it into a storage container, just in case it decides to off-gas. I don't think it does, because I don't think the germs actually exist on this map, but we will have to find out. I think at the moment we actually want these spaces to basically be connected. We don't want to put in additional, what are they called? Manual airlocks. Let's see how we're going down here for temperature-wise. Temperature still has not really spread between the two. Let's do this. Let's put the manual airlocks in place. Remove both of those, and then the manual airlocks are basically going to go there and there, at the top and bottom. 1, 2, good. And then those manual airlocks are basically going to replace the abyss light that we broke through there. This abyss light that we broke through here also needs to be replaced. So, a couple of ladders. And we didn't break through abyss light there. We didn't break through abyss light here. And we didn't break through abyss light there, because there was already breaks there. We do want, arguably, let's get, if we remove those two ladders there and there, then we'll know the right spots for putting the doors later on. Now let's just double check. So slime, we haven't broken any slime yet. There's polluted oxygen here, which I don't really care about, I think, at the moment. What I might do, though, is I might give some jobs to basically dig out all of the stuff to the sides of where we are currently building a corridor. And spicy tofu, I'll take it. Let's take a look at consumables. We've got 20,000 muckroot. Okay. We used up about half of it. That's fine. Priority is get up here. Go to space. Yeah, I might just put the manual airlock in. If needed, we can always change it. We can always put a command in to set it to open. That's what I might do. I might, anytime I break through abyss light, I might put carbon dioxide vent. Okay, fine. I might put the manual airlocks in place, and if I want them to be open, then I will, yeah, I will just immediately put a command to have the airlocks open. Good. You go there. Fine, whatever. We don't want to priority those. What is this? Another natural gas geyser. Fine. We're running into abyss light up here. What is this? Anatomy poster, computer podium, critter fluxomatic. I've discovered an experiment designed to analyze the evolutionary dynamics of critter mutation. Once it has gathered enough data, it could prove extremely useful for genetic manipulation. All of these story trait things I've not actually interacted with previously, so I'm going to be learning with you what the critter fluxomatic does, what the fossils actually do, what the hermit over here, what that building does. Which, knock on door, greet occupant, fine. Let's see, these can both be set to open. Perfect. And let's see, there's one over there. There. That is the frozen. Where's ancient? Ancient is here. Frozen, amber. Amber is here. Okay. In the same room as a sporchard, unfortunately. And also, all three of them are going to involve me breaking through abyss light. In fact, this one's directly engaged in abyss light. Or they might all be, actually. Taking a closer look now. Maybe not that one. I might see what I can do about digging across the top here of the abyssalite and exploring a bit sideways here. Perfect. Now, what I do want to do is I want to go check on the slime down here. Not emitting because of overpressure. This has no surface germs. Distilled into algae emits polluted oxygen. Right, it emits polluted oxygen, but not slime. And there's no slime under there. Okay, I think we can deal with the slime just by ignoring it. I think I don't want to keep going there. Oop, wrong button. So, what if we dig across to here, and then we can continue a ladder up here. Or possibly we might want to dig across to here. Let's take a look at what it looks like as we get further up towards the top there. I think, although I probably don't want to expose too much here, because I don't want that gas. Oh, good, it is dormant. So let's get there as quick as possible so that we can close it in. Okay, so it looks like that abyssal curves around there. So what we probably want to do is run straight up here as a priority. As I say so often. What have we got? We've got 6,000 kcal of food. We've got a couple of hatches sitting here. We've got 29 stone hatchling eggs in the evolution chamber at the moment. And how are we going for igneous rock? 125 tons. But I think sedimentary rock, 45 tons. Okay, we haven't yet dug up enough to transition over to that as the main food source for the stone hatches. I think we're starting to get to a point where we're just too far away from the base. They can breathe the polluted oxygen, so there is plenty of polluted oxygen here. Fine, whatever. Yes, it'll generate a bit of stress. Ooh, we probably want to be real careful right there, because there is a cool steam vent right here that's currently off-gassing. So let's cancel those. We don't want. Okay, let's do that. From here, I think we should be able to put the insulated tile there. All of this ice with a cool steam vent, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's melting the ice. So what we could do is... fine, let's do this. Let's put a couple of tiles there. Let's put some ladders into here. Let's dig through right there. And then we can look to enclose all of this. Yeah, good. That will do. Now, all up here, this is the priority. Priority is we want to keep going to space. Shove voles will solve our food problems as permanently within a few decades. Within 20-30 cycles. Well, maybe a little bit more. We're going to need to farm them in order to get enough to be able to then starvation ranch them. But once we get shovels up and running, they will get to a point where we don't need to feed them. We don't need to do anything with them. They will just be producing so much meat that they will more than supply our whole base and we can deprioritize our stone hatches, which hopefully will happen before we run out of igneous rock. Did our sage hatches run out? Sage hatchling, there's none currently. How are we going for... Now we don't have any sage hatchling eggs. Interesting. That's... okay. Pip eggs, fine. If we get any sage hatchling eggs, I want them to be incubated. And then you can bring them down to here. And they can eat the polluted dirt or slime. I'm happy for them to eat slime. Because we're now going to have a reasonable supply of slime being produced. Polluted dirt, slime can both go into here. Good. I may as well get rid of that one piece of slime there. And how are we going? So, looks like we're getting up to another abyssalite roof there, which is the edge of this slime biome here. Okay, good. Now, I think we can actually just close that off, because there's no more ice, so this will then just fill up. And we can later on come back in and try to access and utilize that cool steam bed. These computer desks, let's inspect them. Good. And then we basically just want to keep pushing across here. New log entry, good. Building entombed, oxygen diffuser, that's actually don't care, because the oxygen diffusers are no longer being used. Let's get rid of the oxygen diffusers so that they're not using up the algae that we do have being produced at the moment. You deconstruct, good. You deconstruct that, good. Because we've got more than enough oxygen being produced, there we go, by our SPOM here to keep this base oxygenated. Now, if we had enough temperature here, I would be very interested in getting another slickster, but for the time being, I think we're just going to ignore them. Put another manual L up there. Okay, we currently zero kcal again. Oh, and there is a hatch. You are not overcrowded, unfortunately. There is only one gulp fry egg that I can see, so we can't go killing the fries at the moment. I do want that. Cool. But the priority is definitely to do this digging up here. What is that? That is a geyser. Let's see what we can do about getting access to it without breaking everything. Okay, how about all of this is 8? Perfect. So someone's built that ladder. They could. Yep. They will come in, build the roof on this natural gas geyser, and we can worry about utilizing it later on. For the time being, we just want to explore. We want to see the map is what we want. Telomerase can have a bit of improved carrying. Hydro has nothing that he can really gain points in at the moment. Dex could grab improved carrying as well. Clav, improved carrying. And a Torvastatin, improved carrying. Perfect. Now, what we do want, we want to see what this here is. But we also want to keep pushing upwards. New printables, what have we got? We have water. Water will be fine. We have food issues. We can't support another dupe right at this moment. So we will just take the water. We will have to look at getting more dupes soon once we have access, once we have better food. Because as it is, we are struggling just to keep the food at an acceptable level. Plenty of idle dupes. What I might do is I might put a couple of jobs just to basically clean up the outside of the base here. We sort of want to be able, well, we sort of want any gases all around the base to easily move around. And so in order to do that, having a 2 to 3 corridor wide space sort of all around the base is quite useful. Now, this whole section cannot be accessed. I think we need to get rid of these walls. And it looks like we've got some fluids being produced here from these various liquefiables. Over here we still have 500 grams there, not 900 grams there, and 300 kilograms of oxygen. As I say, the oxygen is just never going to go down. We're producing so much. We're producing 3.6 kilos. We're only clearing about 3 kilos at an estimate. That, however, is not an issue. What is going on here? Desalinator is running. This liquid reservoir is not quite full, but it is filling up. It is slowly filling up. And once it gets completely full, this desalinator is going to back up and stop. This one over here, no liquid intake. Right. So the supply to the base was starting to become a slight problem. But definitely we've got so much built up here that it hadn't even really affected the tank. It was just very slightly starting to decrease how much was sitting here in this liquid reservoir. Perfect. Now, up here we let's priority 7 that and 5 that. That looks like a gravitas building. So it looks like we're basically getting to space here. And I basically can't go through here because I'll run straight into the gravitas building, although I guess I could sort of dig my way out from the edge there. I wonder if there's any value in moving across here though. Let's go take a look at what space looks like first, and then we'll worry about whether or not to redirect where we are coming out from. Not bad. We've currently got 12,000, 8,000 kcal of barbecue. There's another 4,000 sitting right there, and there's 50, 31, 47, 54 hatchlings worth of eggs sitting in here at the moment, which I believe is up. I think it was 40 something earlier. We've got 31 stone hatchling eggs. All of our stone hatchling supply is filled. We even are trying to, let's take a quick look here. Why do we have a, oh no, glossy makes sense, that's meant to be there. This can be set to also have, to take eggs. That's done. This, why is this complaining? No seeds selected. It should have palm lily? Palm lily seed, plant. Can't. Why won't that let me select? I know why this one won't let me select pinch of pepper plant. This one should have pinch of pepper. There we go. And they're complaining because there's not enough irrigation. That's right. What if we do this? What if we go if the... Yeah. So if that pipe, which is leading up to here, is full, then route down into the tank here. That's the, as well as which we've got... Oh yeah, that's right, there's a layer of water on top making it look a lot more full than it actually is. Perfect. Now, 10,000 kcal of meat, and as I said, here we go. I think, actually, what I might do is I think I'm going to put manual airlocks here and here, push through there, and then dig our way out here. And make our way up to the Gravitas building. Perfect. So, looks like we're getting to space. Up here in space there will be shove voles somewhere, or there should be. I don't... Possibly this map doesn't have them, but... Ooh, high stress. Hydro. Soggy feet. Fine. Plus 10% per cycle. Morale. Who are you? At all of a sudden. 21 and 14. Yeah, morale's not an issue. Stress. So soggy feet, low oxygen is also producing. Probably because they're up here in this very low oxygen environment up here. Low oxygen, soggy feet. We can improve the living conditions later on. For now, we just need progress. How about we set these to only if a dupe gets to at least 75, then they start a break. And then we'll do it. At least 75. And you can stop when you get down to 25. You're allowed to be a little bit stressed. Hydro, how are you going? Your stress at the moment is 85. Oh, and 12 is fixed up quite a lot. Apparently there's low oxygen here in the massage room. Perfect. Let's grab a airflow tiles. Let's try to get a bit of airflow moving to better get rid of this carbon dioxide layer that sits in quite a few places. Only got 547 kcal currently of meat. There is another hatchling just evolving right as we speak though, so that should be pretty nice from providing the required food. What is that? Mafic rock, space explode. Yeah, okay, fine. Now, there we go. Shove voles. Yay! Yay, shove voles exist. Neg 150. Okay, fine. They could definitely exist in this cold, on this cold map. That's what I was concerned about, was could they possibly not exist on this cold map? But neg 150, they can handle it. They can handle basically any temperature. The shove voles eat iron ore, dirt, or regolith, and they basically excrete half as much as they eat. They eat a stupid amount per cycle though. And so I don't know what a delectivore is, whose body sprouts shearable tonic root when regolith is ingested. Cannot burrow through refined metals. Yep, that's normal. Tonic root, what's that? Basically ginger. Okay, fine. We have made it to space. Perfect. All of this should be priority 8. Good. You can be priority 5. But, yeah. We've made it up to space. If we can, we will try to wrangle one of these shove voles as well. And then see what we can do about bringing the shove voles down into the base. But in order to do that, we're going to need an area that shove voles can be handled in. We apparently haven't yet researched metal tile, which is here, metal refinery. And in fact, let's do superheated forging so that we can get the glass forges as well. And because metal tiles, or alternatively pneumatic doors, are able to contain the shovels. I'm just going to extend this wall here because I'm going to want to replace this whole section with metal tiles, and in order to try to contain the shovels. All of that. What is this? Another saltwater geyser. Fine. We've got saltwater geyser here, which is completely filling here. We are not pumping out as fast as... Okay, it produces 8.5. It's 4.4 cycles from dormancy. So I don't think it's going to completely fill this room. And then we'll see how low it gets before the next active cycle. It only produces 3 kilos per second, and this is using up 4 kilos per second. So with just this by itself, we're actually going to probably clean out the room and starve our SPOM here, which would be fine. It means we could then use up the oxygen that is far overproducing, but it would also mean that the hydrogen side of things would break, because the hydrogen is being extracted as quickly as it's being produced. And if the hydrogen side of things breaks, the power side of things breaks, and the SPOM 1 stops outputting, but 2 also is at quite a risk of actually properly breaking, which actually I don't think it would properly break. It would just then need another kickstart, which would be annoying at best. So getting another water source in here will be quite nice. Research complete. Fire pole temperature pole, fine. The alert, surface breach, good. I should be careful, this region is extremely inhospitable. I thought there was an achievement for making it to space. No, there's an achievement for launching a rocket. But, here we go. Cycle 160. We have made it to space. There we go, wrangle. I think I might build ladders the whole way up to the surface so that we can see what we can do about catching a couple of shove voles. By the time we get the shove voles, we should hopefully have our metal tiles researched, so we'll be able to replace the whole edges here and create a containment zone for our shove voles. And the food is a problem. There's a little bit of barbecue. We've got overcrowded here. I can see 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 eggs if there's not any overlapping. So we can also kill these pacu and get a few, looks like 4 pacus worth of meat there as well from cooked seafood. So we've got a little bit of food coming online here. We've made it to space, which means we can get access to the shove voles, and the shove voles produce 16,000 kcal of meat when they die, which compared to a hatch, which produces 3,200, they produce 5 times as much for each shove vole. So one of these is the equivalent of one whole ranch down here of 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 shove voles will completely replace all of the stone hatch ranches that we've currently got. As well as which, if we take a look here, shove voles, they can live at basically any temperature, and They eat regolith, but you don't need to feed them in order for them to generate enough meat to an egg before the point where they die. So starvation ranching is a very strong option when it comes to shovelfuls, and you produce, as I say, fairly insane amounts of meat. The big benefit of actually feeding them is it will then give you longer for them to lay additional eggs, and you can multiply them. I'm getting 2 to start with. I'm probably going to have at least one of them that I'm feeding as a breeder, and then probably the rest will just be starvation ranched. But that's something I'm going to have to look at doing in a future episode, because for now, we're very much at that wrapping up point. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.